All right, let's take a deep breath together before we do this. I guess I took two, but so I'm gonna start with sharing hardship equals grit. For me, growing up, I was the youngest of four. Always feeling like I had to, keep the tension around the house calm. That was like the biggest goal of mine. Growing up was always worrying about what other people's energy was. And that led me to going to a boys ranch because how I thought I deserved love was through partying and smoking weed. So when I was 14, my parents decided to send me to a boys ranch. And that was one of the hardest things that I've ever gone through. Just completely getting not even just like your family structure stripped, but everything you know to be true got stripped from me. And it from everything being stripped, you lose yourself because you no longer have an identity. That's one of their biggest goals, is to strip your identity and make you earn it back. And for me, this really developed grit and a drive to want to do what's right for me. There was something inside of me that automatically knew what I had to do to get out of that place and to follow what I needed to do to become who I needed to become. And since then, it's been so prevalent in my life that I just have an insane amount of grit to get through the things that I need to get through. And I feel like a lot of the time I've struggled with not seeing that. And that's a big reason why I want to talk about it and like get it out into the open, is because people need to be able to see that their hardship created their grit, created them to have the power to go through the things that they need to go through, to push themselves out of the comfortability and to, really want to grow and see what you can become through hardships, because those things really truly do leave lasting impressions on you. And for me, this also led me to meeting one of the greatest guys that has ever mentored me. This is the second thing I want to talk about: learn how to learn. I went to a welding school shortly after the boys ranch. I met a guy there who ran one. I was 16 and started going there. He drove us all to not learn how to weld, to not be a welder. His biggest thing was learning on your own. He didn't teach us how to weld at all. He handed us a welder and said, here you go. You have 8 hours a day, 9 months, figure it out. And it was one of the coolest things that I've ever seen, because I'm very hands-on. I will sit there and weld. That's what I did every day. I welded, 8 hours a day, welded. Didn't ask questions, didn't look up books, didn't watch videos, nothing. I welded and beat my head into that until I figured it out and I got good, And the guy next to me to my left, he read books. He only read books. Obviously he welded, but mainly he read books to teach him how to weld. The guy to the right of me, he watched videos. And it was just so inspiring to see that once you learn your learning style and your technique, you can accomplish anything. And that's where, I have been so blessed to create the reality that I live in, because honestly, that was one of the biggest things that has made a difference in my life, is just knowing I can learn how to do anything. Whether it be doing a live video, sitting here in front of people talking about this, or, tattooing or making clothes, or whatever my soul calls me to do, I can feel and I know I will achieve it because I know how to learn and I've taught myself my learning style. And so that's something that I wish that I would have known a lot younger, but I'm so thankful that I still know it and I'm blessed to have it. The third thing is that love is free. I really thought love was conditional for a long time, just based on my childhood, my parents' dynamics, and then also going to the boys' ranch where things are very conditional. It's very black and white there. I spent a lot of time around a lot of like religious people, so they have a very, black or white view of things. And for a long time, I never felt loved or accepted because of that, because I felt like I had to do this to be this, or had to accomplish this thing so that I could get validation. And what I've realized through going through all of this is that at the end of the day, love is always free. There is always a, you can look out and there's always going to be water. There's always going to be air. There's always going to be food. We are always provided for the things we actually need. A lot of the time, like, I felt like it wasn't like I needed love, but I do need love, like I looked for it through external things rather than looking for it in myself. And once I started to look for it within myself, that's where I truly found that love is free and it's a never ending like pool. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. But like if I continued to look out onto the external world for love and for validation, then I would not have been able to realize that love is free and it is always at our fingertips and at our ability to create it for ourselves. We don't need other things to bring us what we want or what we feel we need. We need ourselves to call that in and to find it within ourselves. So yeah, those were the three things that I wish that I knew before today. But I'm also so thankful that I know them today. Have a good one.